They laughed when I said I wanted to be a pilot. They told me I was mad. You? A pilot? In this village? I remember standing barefoot in red sand, pointing at the sky, saying, "One day, I'll fly one of those." They laughed. Even my teacher laughed. But 10 years later, I was flying a plane, and we flew right over that same village. When I was small, people used to laugh at me. Not because I was funny, but because I said I wanted to be a pilot. We lived in a small town in Kogi State. Our house had no electricity most of the time. I had never even seen an airplane up close. But I always looked at the sky and said, "One day, I'll fly that thing." In school, I was always that quiet boy. I didn't talk much. But I read everything I could find, books, old newspapers, anything about flying. One day in JSS 2, I told my class teacher I wanted to become a pilot. He smiled and said, "That's good. But maybe you should think of something more realistic." It broke me. But I didn't stop. Every time I saw a plane fly over my village, I would run outside and stare. It was like a sign, reminding me of what I wanted. My parents didn't have money. So after secondary school, I started helping a mechanic to fix bikes. It was small money, but I saved every naira I could. Then one day, I saw a flyer for a scholarship exam by the Nigerian College of Aviation Technology. I borrowed a shirt from my friend and took the test. I passed. I couldn't believe it. I cried like a baby. That was the first time anyone ever told me, "You can do it." Training was hard. There were days I thought I would quit. The weather, the fear, the pressure, it almost crushed me. But every time I felt weak, I remembered my mother's words. "If you give up, you go back to square one." Now, I'm 26. I fly commercial planes across Africa. I've touched clouds. I've flown through storms. I've seen the sun rise from above the clouds. And the best part? Last year, I flew over my village and waved at the boy I used to be. And as I looked down from the sky, I saw the old rusty roof of my childhood home. And I smiled. Because that little boy who once sold spare parts and stared at the sky finally made it. And as I looked down from the sky, I saw the old rusty roof of my childhood home. And I smiled. Because that little boy who once sold spare parts and stared at the sky finally made it. I'm not telling you this to show off. I'm telling you because you might be in that same place right now. Broke, ignored, laughed at. But dreams don't care where you come from. They only care how far you're willing to go. So don't stop. Your own rise story is loading. If this story touched you, hit subscribe and stay with me. Because here on Rise Storyteller, we bring you real stories that remind you your time is coming.